Hello and welcome. Today we're going to be doing some vintage Christmas flips from things that we've picked up from around the world. So we just have a few pine cones here. You can go outside and pick some up, and some little stumps if you have any. And if you pick up any pine cones outside, you'll want to make sure to bake them in your oven at 200 degrees for about 20 minutes or so, just to make sure you don't have any passengers on board. And here I'm just applying some white acrylic paint and then sprinkling it with some glitter. And you can get all these kind of things there at your local Dollar Tree. So if you like what we do, hit the subscribe and like button. And don't forget to hit that little bell so that you get reminders of future videos coming out. We do appreciate your support. It really helps us out a lot. So now I'm taking those tree limbs that are cut and gluing on our little pine cone here to make them look like Christmas trees. Aren't these just adorable? And they're super easy and super quick to make, and obviously super cheap. Now this little deer thing here we got at Value Village, and of course we're just recycling that, so it's not going into a landfill. It'll be used and beloved once again. So here I am moving faster than I can keep up with myself, really. We're going to take some Oasis foam, cut that up, measure it out, put it inside our little recycled item here, and just gently glue that on the bottom in case you want to reuse it. So here, for a nice affordable little craft, you have the wonderful deer that we got from the Value Village, pine cone, and a nice little Dollar Tree tree. We put these all together to make the most adorable little table setting you've seen in a long time. We love to know where our viewers are from. So if you'd like to, just leave a little comment below to say where you're from. And there we go, bing bang boom, all done. And we have another one here. This one has a little squirrel on it, a log again. You might notice the sort of log theme that we're going for, very natural. Anyways, we'll do the same thing there. Put some Oasis foam in the bottom, gently glue it down, and we'll put in some pine cones and some little fir pieces. Everything here is from our backyard or from our stash. This little fir piece here is a recycled fir pick that we've used on other projects, and we're going to use it on this one to make some more trees. So there you go. Just take your little piece, put it on a tray, put some faux snow on there and some more trees, and you've got a beautiful little woodland scene. And the same thing can be done with the squirrel. So don't forget to check your local Goodwills or Value Village and such to see if you can find any of these nice little ceramic natural pieces and make some of your own woodland dreams come true. We like to thrift wherever we go. We just went to Italy and we got this beautiful little candle mirror sconce at an antique fair. Now we certainly can't use this kind of plug here, so we're going to just cut that little sucker off. Then as I started taking it apart, I noticed that the whole thing was actually all hand carved. That little piece there fits nicely in there. It's hand carved to fit perfectly. It's a really beautiful little piece. And you can do the same kind of thing here too. If you go to your Goodwills or market fairs, etc., you could find a nice sconce that's electrical, and you can take the electrical parts out and replace them with battery operated candles that you can get on Amazon. The Dollar Tree also sells battery operated candles, and they even have some that flicker. So here I am again 3 hours later. I've edited out a lot again because I've been working really hard to get this candle off, but here we are, it finally came off. Just look inside there, that thing is hand carved. And then for the other wires, just cut them off close to the sconce. You don't have to worry about pulling them all out. We didn't like the color on these, so we're going to give them a little refresh with some mixed acrylic paint. And you'll notice the little wax drippings here on the old candle are actually original wax from when they were made. Very fascinating. Once the paint's dry, I'll be putting some of this sealing wax on top of it just to protect the surface. Now this is a great way to bring some light into an area where you have no electricity. Let's say you have a hallway without a plug, which is what we're doing with ours. We're going to be putting candles into this, or the battery powered candles, so that we can light places that we can't usually light. So what do you think of that idea? Would you try that at home? Let me know in the comments below. So now we're going to be using these battery operated candles. You can get them on Amazon and they're really cool. They're automatic, so you can set them and then it'll be on for 6 hours and off for 18 hours. And I'll put a link below so you can get those. Modern technology, great stuff. Now I'm just going to throw this bow on here with a pipe cleaner just to give it that festive feel. And I'll get back to that in a minute. We're just going to work on this next project here. We got these in Italy as well, and I know not everyone can go to Italy to get these, but you can get some candle holders at Dollar Tree and you'll have the same effect. So I'm just going to take these wires off, but make sure it's not plugged in. You don't want to get shocked. So you can apply these techniques to any candle holder you have. If it's a power one, you just cut the wires and remove it. If it's not, just refurbish it and clean it up as needed. So it'll be very much similar to the last project, so I'll go through this relatively quick. So I'm just going to do a quick refresh with some paint and then I'll show you how to make a bow. So I have one made here already, and as you see I'll just fold the ribbon. I'll measure it against the old one so I can get the same length. There we go. And then just sort of fold, twist it over like that so that you have the nice bow shape and it matches up really nice. Perfect. So here's the trick I want to show you. Just use a zip tie. Wrap it around the center of that, and then you just pull it tight. Makes a beautiful little bow. Then just before you tighten it, check it for size, clip off any excess, and tighten up that zip tie. Then once that's done, you just take another piece of ribbon to make a loop to wrap around the zip tie. So because the ribbon is a little wide, you just want to pinch the ends together, glue them together, and that'll make it a nice fit. And now that it's to size, just wrap it around the middle. Cover up that zip tie, fold it back over, fold it together a little bit, pinch it, and then glue it on top of itself. Then once all that's done, just fold up the tip and cut a little V into the end there. Thank you very much. Then I'm going to be taking a little pipe cleaner, glue that on the back so you can attach it to whatever project you're attaching it to. Now getting back to our candlestick holders. Now that they're dry, we're going to be attaching our bows. So we use the pipe cleaner so that we can sort of temporarily attach our bows. It'll be there for the Christmas season, but then once the Christmas season's over, if I want to use the bows for something else, I can attach them to anything. These projects are great for lighting a dark alcove if you have one. And here's my assistant Pebbles, who keeps stealing my chair. So I picked up this vintage picture frame in Italy as well, but you could use any picture frame that you have. So now we're going to do a little refresh on this. We're going to carefully peel the backing off. This picture frame is probably about 100 years old, maybe from the 20s. So be very careful when we're removing this stuff, and we're going to take Nona here and place her somewhere else. Now I'm just going to clean it up. Isn't that pretty? I'm going to make a new backing here, so I'll just trace around the old backing so it fits inside the frame properly. We do enjoy going to these antique fairs and markets. You guys have any favorite fairs or markets you like to go to? You never know. Just leave us a line below and we might show up there. So to put inside our frame, we're using this antique gift tag. Now we're not really crazy about Xmas, but the picture and the bird fit perfectly in there. So to attach our picture, I'll be using poster glue instead of other glues, just because of the weight of the tag. The nice scalloped edges of this tag go really well with our frame as well. Then when you put your tag on, before you get too crazy with it, make sure it all lines up and is centered with your glass frame. Now we're just going to test it for fit, that we've fixed up all the edges. Looks good. And instead of using the old nails, I'm just going to hot glue the glass in so it doesn't fall out. Now we're going to put our picture on the back, and we're just going to check to make sure that it all fits in the frame relatively nice before we glue it all down. Then I'll just use a little bit of tape here so it doesn't move. That way I can adjust it as necessary before actually gluing it down. There, I think that fits relatively well. And I did forget to say that I did paint the whole frame gold. And the last step is just to secure the back with a few dabs of glue. And to finish it up nice, I did put a brown paper bag backing on the back just to protect that and put on the hook. Isn't that just adorable and very classy looking? I hope you enjoyed our vintage thrift flips. Merry Christmas, and we'll see you next time.